lost in your eyes, feeling the pressure. You and I, spending the night, chasing forever. For you, oh no, I'd be your one and only. Don't let me go, don't leave me lonely. Say you'll stay through the pain, say you won't go running. Let me in through your veins, get off on my loving. Holding on to words that you said back in the beginning. All along, they stay in my head. I'm feeling you shifting. For you, oh no, I'd be your one and only. Don't let me go, don't leave me lonely. Say you'll stay through the pain, say you won't go running. Let me in through your veins, get off on my Say you'll be here when your head starts to clear, but I'm drowning. Just say you'll jump in.
I wish I could tell you that I want you here with me, but you'll never love me like the way we used to be. Too far from Saturn, lost in the patterns. Where's the stars align so we could be free? Palms are sweaty, knees unsteady. I can't see my head on straight. Heart is heavy, wasn't ready. Don't think I can see your face. Now we're just friends. Hold on to the ends. It feels like forever away. It won't
This is not a phase, my dear. Time heals the moment, but our hearts were frozen, don't disappear. You were scared from not knowing, but I got a feeling that
I'll be right here for the rest of my life. Just know that I'll give you love you'll never wanna share tonight. Tonight. But if the world isn't working the way that we found it when we were too young to love, our attention is running, 5 seconds is burning a hole in our racing hearts. I wish we could find the space, a great escape, where we could finally break the mold. If it's us that we wanted, we're happy after the fall. And I don't wanna change it all. And I don't wanna change it all. And I don't wanna change it all. And I don't wanna change it all.
life will be till the end. Tell me stories that I've heard 1,001 times before. I bet. Let me fall into your eyes all over again.
I'll be right here for the rest of my life. Just know that I'll give you love you'll never wanna share tonight. Tonight. But if the world isn't working the way that we found it when we were too young to love, our attention is running, 5 seconds is burning a hole in our racing hearts. I wish we could find the space, a great escape, where we could finally break the mold. If it's us that we wanted, we're happy after the fall. And I don't wanna change it all. And I don't wanna change it all. And I don't wanna change it all.
It's like a glitch I can't control. Someone's fucking with my dough. Kinda voodoo shit, you know. You know, you won't find me tongue-tied. No witness on my side. Harmonies when I cry. This stuff makes me nauseous, losing what they taught us. Gotta tread real cautious. But I go back to default. I go back to default. I go back to someone's fucking with my dough. Kinda voodoo shit, you know. You know, but you won't find me tongue-tied. No witness on my side. Harmonies when I cry. This stuff makes me nauseous, losing what they taught us. Gotta tread real cautious. I go back to default. 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 I go back to
Know those moments when all your worries hit again and eat your time. So let's just pretend that it'll work out in the end and turn out fine. Yeah.
Every night crashes down on you like an avalanche, opening up the deepest parts of our thoughts, and all you find is deeper shades of blue.
So let's dance for hours, letting time pass like the wind. What's on your mind? I'll leave that behind and let loose. Show your problems out the door and let loose. Ain't no worries on the dance floor. Just let the weight of your shoulders show them what you're made of. Right here, right now. Ain't no worries when you let loose. Tonight let's remember that the past is in the past. It is our time. And you won't forget this and definitely not regret your hand in mine.
All of the rest just disappears when you look at me. Nobody else around is dragging us down, and now you know there's one thing left to do.
So let's dance for hours, letting time pass like the wind. What's on your mind? I'll leave that behind.